Salakia for the interruption of the part one of the video. Had to cut it short because I was helping my OG out with something. So now I'm continuing on with part two of this video lesson. After doing part one, now I'm doing part two. This is a news article right here. I think it's from ABC News, and it was published about like an hour ago. And it lets you know, part one of the sit down lesson as I brought out the scriptures, Ecclesiastes 39-28, that our spirits were created for vengeance. In 2 Timothy 3:1, on the last days perilous times should come. And then I brought out Matthew 24:12. Because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, lawlessness, people having a cold heart towards one another increasingly, and that's where you're seeing that in the last days as well too. And you can put that in many different categories of people have that lawlessness and that cold heart towards one another, and that's what we're starting to see increase now more than ever, and but continuing on with the news article, and it reads, 2 dead, multiple injured in a shooting at a Kentucky homeless shelter. 2 people have been killed and multiple others injured in a shooting. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Oh, right. Salakia for once again for the momentary interruption. Talk to my OG. But I'm gonna read it again for edification's sake. 11:44. Call Allah Yabashmal Shah. 2 people have been killed and multiple others injured at a Kentucky homeless shelter for men Thursday night, police said. The Henderson Police Department responded to an active shooting incident at the Hubbard House Christian Center, authorities said. Kenneth B. Gibbs of the Henderson has been identified as the suspect and was taken into custody at 9:55 p.m., police said. An ABC News affiliated WEHT reported that coroner said 2 people were found fatally shot inside the building and 2 were then taken to the hospital for medical treatment. Harbor House was the incident took place in a Christian-based organization that is a safe harbor for men in need and dedicated to bring men up in the community, according to the Facebook page. Daryl J. Ronalds contributed to this report, and this is a developing story. Please check back for details. For updates, Lock. So yeah, these are these articles that I just brought out of what happened over there in Arizona, Tucson, Arizona, of a woman. I believe she was in the army for 15 years, and then she started to work with the local housing department, I believe, and then she went to a residence to give them an eviction notice paper. And once she tried to ring the doorbell or knock on the door, somebody came out to start opening fire on the lady. and took his life and others as well too. And that's what brought it up to a total of 4 people had died. It was like a murder suicide. So yeah, that shows you prime examples of iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And they said when I was reading through a news article, they said it's starting to be more dangerous now as these people does these these eviction notices and stuff like that. People going to be the residents that live there probably didn't pay their rent, and stuff like that. Hey, it's gonna seem like it's increasing now more than ever. If a person that works with the housing authority, or if a sheriff that comes to knock on your door, say this is a eviction warning, eviction notice and stuff like that. People might hop out, knock on the door and start dumping. Hey, these are the times that we're living in. You're gonna see more increased examples like this. And that lets you know that the lawlessness increasing and the love of many waxing cold even more and more and more, towards one another in these last days. As I brung out 2 Timothy 3:1, in the last days perilous times shall come. And that's the times that we are currently living in right now. Iniquities, hey, that's going to increase. Love of many, lawlessness, all these things going to increase in the latter days. Spirits created for vengeance. You're going to see that more increase in many different categories, to relationships, family issues, economic issues, you name it. It's going to increase more and more. Oh, okay. No, sure.
You have to start saving something.
Okay.
But you work hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real. Whatever, I know you don't have to have nothing left. I know.
Right.
I know, but you always have to have a car, $10
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that goes to show you prime examples. Last days, perilous times should come, and we are definitely living in those times. And like Matthews 24:8 that I'm about to bring out as well too, and then I'm gonna close out the lesson for part 1 and part 2, and this is part 2 that I'm doing. And Salakia for the interruption. I was talking to my OG for a couple of minutes about important matter, but yeah, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 8. And all these are the beginning of sorrows, right? Because these are the beginning stages, because we are already living into those beginning stages of sorrows, because these things are just going to increase more and more and more, even though we're so used to and accustomed of hearing these things now. But then now it's starting to increase more and more and more. The iniquities, the lawlessness, the others waxing cold towards one another. It's increasing now more and more and more than ever, And so with that, I hope this lesson was edifying for part 1 and part 2 of these lessons through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua on this Shabbat. And once again, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, pushing the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered to the 4 corners of the globe, and pushing the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, pushing the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom, Shabbat shalom, and a bar.